Call this meeting in order, please rise for flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we got the kids now at the end of the table. Roll call, please.
Mayor Caucus.
Here.
Mrs. Pasio.
Here.
Mr. Ranieri.
Here.
Mr. Lockenstein.
Here.
Is that right?
That's right. That's on.
Who's not here? Mrs. Farrell's not here. Mrs. Kelly. Here. Mr. Root.
Present.
Mr. Wood.
Here.
Mr. Bayshore.
Here.
And Mr. Wright is around somewhere.
Mr. Wright will be here in a few minutes. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 6, 2016. And two, emailed to the retrospect and Curry Post on January 6, 2016. New business discussion for our meeting. Resolution for the December 6th meeting. Resolution to purchase brine from Gloucester City. This is something we've done in the past. Resolution to support a bill regarding e-waste. What was that one, Joyce? Is that the one that we're having a hard time recycling electronic waste nowadays? Is that?
Yeah, Howard knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that we should do this.
Yeah, it's a bill that, well, it's actually to help support with the electronic waste. We are being buried from the, they're trying to let the manufacturers get off the hook. And it's supposed to be when you purchase a new TV electronic, you're supposed to return it to them, the place you purchase it, and they're recycling.
The law says they're supposed to
Yeah.
recycle.
They're not trying
Is
to
that
do their,
something new, Harry?
no, that's always been that way, and they're trying to change the verbiage to release the manufacturer. So with that, this bill, this resolution is to support not changing the language. Okay, because it's really becoming a big issue out there.
It's costing us money now. In the past, we used to get money for recycling.
We actually still have a company, we are receiving money for recycling electronics, the TVs. We are approximately, right now, this time of the year, every 4 weeks, we're going a 30-yard dumpster. Now with Christmas coming, January, we will be going every 2 weeks, and income tax. So it goes all the way to May with the TVs and so forth.
Good.
So we are receiving money with that.
Okay. I think we can support
I
that.
think we should support it.
Absolutely. Resolution authorizing adjustment of fourth quarter taxes due to an appeal. Which one was that, Joyce?
This is the one that you assisted me with.
Oh.
This is the Richards Group.
Did everyone hear
I
that?
thank the mayor for making a phone call. This is an appeal that actually was granted.
This is the old one.
This was the old one, and it was my fault. When I applied the appeal,
Could you repeat
did
that?
not change, I did not change
Just a my fault thing, that's all.
the amount, I did not notice that the assessment for the following year. This was an odd appeal because they were already, all these years were paid, so they were all credits that were given. And when I credited the last amount due, I didn't change the assessment and the upcoming, I didn't do it on the upcoming year. And there was a new assessment that came on in January.
So what she's basically saying is
Yes.
we owe them $14,000.
Yes.
So instead of us having to write a check out, which would have been a very convoluted
You apply
process,
into the-
we were able to reduce their current fourth quarter taxes.
And it worked out really
We
well.
reduce the assessment, so the taxes are reduced,
Yeah,
it doesn't
Correct.
show what, and everybody shares in the reduction.
Okay.
yeah.
And then the reason that the attorney for the, this is the industrial part, the reason they were so adamant about getting this resolved is the property's being sold. I don't know if I told everybody, our industrial park's being sold. So they wanted to clear this up prior to selling.
Somebody, do you know who the buyer is?
It's actually his neighbor, which I don't know, but they're from North Jersey, and it was his friend is taking over the property. And it sounds like they're interested in finishing some of the buildings that they haven't done yet.
When
So
is
we'll
that
see.
going to happen?
I think the summer's supposed to happen before the end of the year, so that's why I think they were so in it, getting it done. But then, like I said, nothing's a done deal until it's a done deal. Resolution appointing a police recruit. I think we have all our paperwork. It's the current class 1 that will be going to class 2 school.
Van Alden?
Rich gave it to me too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Resolution adjusting the sewer charge. Is this for the positive or the negative?
That's to negative. They changed the use of the property, so we have to reduce it.
Okay. All right, so that'll be our resolutions for the next meeting. At this meeting, we are going to try to clean up these things that we had to do for our best practices and another clarification. So right now, we have a public hearing. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. This is ordinance 16-12, which is an ordinance amending the portion of chapter 248 of the Code of the Borough of Runnymede. This is the ordinance in regards to,
Is changing mercantile to
it's
business.
changing a name from the mercantile license to business license. So, and this is the public portion. Anyone willing to speak on this ordinance alone, please come to the microphone.
Just on this order,
Yes, this ordinance.
I did have a question, if you don't mind, about the adjusting store charge.
Okay, now, just on this ordinance,
That'll be at the public portion.
the regular public portion will come later. This is a
Okay.
public
Yeah.
hearing.
This is the hearing on this thing, so if you want. Okay, so seeing no one for the public portion, can I make a motion? Someone make a motion to close the public portion?
Motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Ms. Patsio. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public portion is closed. Roll call, well, excuse me.
Yeah, you got
Does
it.
someone want to make a motion on this
I'll make a
ordinance?
motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
I'll second.
Second. Okay, just to be clear, all we've done is change the name of our
From
mercantile to business. Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lowenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Renieri.
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 absent.
All right, this ordinance is adopted. Okay, ordinance 16-13 is an ordinance amending a portion of chapter 375, the Code of the Borough of Runnymede. This is the towing ordinance, this is the clarifications on the process for us doing our towing application. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance? Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Ranieri. Okay, is there a motion for this ordinance?
Yes. Motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay,
All right,
motion.
what we did here was we cleaned up some language, it's been called, it's no longer called a license, certificate or ability to do a job for us. It's a 3-year timeframe now, but it in essence is renewable because the provider still has to be in compliance at the beginning of each new year, and there's the same fee because we still have work to do, administratively. But those are the primary changes.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lowenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Renieri.
Yes.
5 ayes, 1
All right, this ordinance is adopted. One of the reasons to get this done was to get the applications out as quickly as possible. So Joyce, that's something.
They're going to be, the ad goes in on next Friday, and the paperwork will be available on the 2nd, along with the professional services.
Okay. Just let everybody know that's something else we're required to do is our schedule for next year's council and caucus meetings, our reorganization date, our professionals, we asked for requests for proposals. We're doing that on the 2nd. Well, that'll be going out on the
The
2nd.
paperwork will be available on the 2nd, as long as Rich gets it.
Okay, and that's all our business that we had to do. Wasn't there another ordinance that we did first reading on? We're not ready until next week?
It was not advertised yet,
Okay, so we'll get that done on the 6th.
maybe.
Maybe.
You may not have time to get
Well, we already introduced it 20-some days ago. We just,
it.
But
Just hasn't been
I
advertised.
don't have it in writing, so I can't advertise it.
it was the best practice thing, what was it?
Yeah.
Something to do with the policy one.
The policy manual
Yeah,
amendment.
so we need it in writing because we have to advertise and we won't have enough time to advertise.
Well, we may have to have a small special meeting, and the reason is
Well, we have
that
the 20,
You got-
last
we had the end of the year
meeting.
meeting, so we could do it on.
We do it, yeah. And did we set that date, do you recollect?
At the end of the year?
Joyce already had that advertised, right?
Yeah.
What's the date of that last meeting?
Is it the 29th at 6 o'clock?
Yes, I believe so. I don't have it.
So that's what's in my book, I
phone's
just
trouble.
want to make sure I'm not going to show.
Not on my part.
The 29th at 6 is our special meeting.
It's a Thursday.
That's
It's
a Thursday.
I'm just reading what's in the book.
It's at 6 o'clock.
What, is it going to be, you want it to be on the 27th?
And it's a special
On
meeting.
Friday?
I have it on the
Clean up
27th.
everything.
That's Tuesday.
It's on,
It's not on Tuesday.
it's not on Tuesday.
It never is because, Rich wants it to be closed after payroll.
So we already advertised as the 29th?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta change
Here's
it.
the December
At 6
29th
o'clock.
at 6 PM.
Okay.
Special meeting.
So then we need to know.
We clean up a lot of stuff.
whatever, so we could do things on the 6th, that we could then get it published in time to have a.
Did you get the good news about your, did you get my email?
I did, I was ecstatic.
Really?
Did I miss something?
No, reorg is gonna be the same day as our regular meeting.
So it makes it convenient.
Yeah,
Yeah, it works out.
'Cause I know that doesn't make any sense.
I think it's wonderful.
Well, I wanted to clarify, as Mr. Ray walks into the room, is more than likely, we'll have to have a special meeting in the next week or so. We don't need we don't need our engineer or our lawyer. We just have to do an appropriations. The vac sweeper is broken, and there's some other equipment that's broken, and we can't utilize our monies that we have available because of the law, so we have to transfer some money from one account. Before the 6th? When was the date that you wanted to? Oh, yeah, you were already meeting on the 6th. You want to do it next week? So you want to try to get one in next week?
Well, I was contemplating waiting until,
The 6th?
but
I personally think the issue that came up was we have our vac truck, or not our vac, our sweeper is broken. And to get the parts ordered, we cannot order the parts without a resolution from council appropriating the money or making the money available.
They're that expensive.
It's like $15,000.
I think it's
17. And so,
we've had some,
That's major.
we've had some across the board significant hits this year on fleet maintenance. At least twice we've spent $8,000 on some of the bigger trucks to get them repaired. I think recently we've done about $5,000 or $6,000 for the fire truck. We
Oh, I know.
mandatory
Yeah,
repair.
yeah.
We just had a leafer go down that was $5,000 or $6,000 to have the engine rebuilt. So we're, it will dovetail into Director Ranieri's talk on our capital process that we're working on. But
Sweet.
we need to continue to invest in newer equipment, or else we're just going to be chasing the old equipment.
but fixing the sweeper, 17 sounds like a lot, but it's really
No,
rebuilding the
that's
inside.
that's a
A new sweeper's like
$100,000.
What is it again?
It's getting a total rebuild. I mean, we have the quote sheet on it. Right.
No, the components that, the fan,
Yes,
Power.
the gas impeller back doors rotted away, so that's where the big expenses coming in. Of course, then it's about $9,000 in materials and then the rest is in labor.
Harry, is there like a schedule of maintenance for that equipment? Or is it just something that you only worry about when you're about to use it?
The proper answer is yes, there is a scheduled maintenance with it.
Was it
Has been-
followed?
Has been followed.
Has there always been one? I think it's really
Yeah.
the key.
Is there one developed now? Yes, there is. But we have to get the equipment repaired and get it up to speed. We've been trying to do maintenance on it, go through the book, all the preventative maintenance on it, and it's just failing, it's not working. And then with inspection, it wound up being it's a major overhaul with the impeller and so forth.
I don't know that much about it, but I think it's just getting caught up in years of neglect, not being
How often is it put to use?
maintained properly.
How often is the sweeper put to use?
Every day, it can possibly run.
yeah. The idea is to really run it a lot more than it's ever been run before.
Day,
And one of the arguments, I think, is if it was running more, it'd be more inclined to be cleaned properly, not leaving, like he said, the door has rotted off the back. One of the reasons the door's rotted off the back is because it kind of sat.
Left material in it, it sits, it rots, and then 3 weeks later, they go to use it, they dump the material out, but in the meantime, it's been rusting.
It's like your lawnmower at home, if you don't wash the grass blade down.
Yes.
Deck,
Yeah.
it's gonna
How
rot.
many times a year can the average resident see that come by their house? Once, twice?
No, with that, we've changed the schedule to where we broke it down. They should see it more than 8 times a year.
Okay.
Should go by their house.
I don't know.
When it's up.
Well, hopefully you're at work when they're,
It's come up much
You know, it's
But
really
you gotta move your
important.
vehicles and stuff.
Here's the thing, it's really important that this be done because it keeps the debris from going into the sewer.
stormwater, and that's, yes.
And believe me, it makes the town more clean. It really does.
Well, I think Harry's has a different, Harry's been battling that to get the guys to realize that it has to be a routine getting out there. One of the problems I think he's running
It's not a
into,
luxury. Let me say this, it's not
It's a
a
necessity.
luxury. This is a necessity. And I think in the past, we always looked at it as, well, it's a luxury. We don't have to do it that often. But no, it's a necessity.
And we looked at the value of it for the repairs, talking $17,504. The same identical piece of equipment purchased 3 weeks ago was $272,000. So it's
And ours is how old, about 12 years old?
about approximately that, yeah.
10 or 12, so it's not
And
that.
this 18,000 is going to give us another 5 years of life.
Oh,
That's why we're putting the investment of it into it. It's not just for 1 year and we're looking at replacing the sweeper.
well, I always like to think that we get 20 years out of that big equipment. And if that's possible, that would be wonderful. So we're looking at maybe 20 years out of this piece of equipment by the time we're done.
Possibly, yes.
I'm happy with that.
My next question, so many streets where you have wildlife coming through the asphalt, grass and moss and all that, does it tear that up too when it sweeps?
Yeah, more proactive sweeping. The brushes actually do more of a burning, scrubbing, friction, and you'll lose it. So
Very good, thank you.
So let's just be clear, we're going to do something this evening? Because
Yeah, we have a.
we can skip and go to, we'll do reports last, but if you want to do it now, we can get,
Yeah, we have a transfer resolution just on basic housekeeping stuff. Yeah.
Want to hand that out?
Some things from the department.
Thank you.
It's our normal, when you get, after you're in November, you're allowed to do transfers of budget lines. So this is our first meeting where actually put one forward.
he couldn't get the other last two items, because there was also a grant, because we have an insurance claim that we're waiting for the money to come
You know,
in.
this is regular issues. We have significant things that were unplanned for this year that would be for the emergency. This is just a regular transfer.
So this is our transfer, and the other one will be an emergency appropriation to
Right.
pay for.
Right, and it's gonna be multiple lines, but, at that meeting, you'll get a report and I'll explain each item there. The transfer resolution for tonight, which I have the attachment. Whatever number you're gonna give that.
A street like that, we have to pay the vendor, and then we get reimbursed.
I don't know, I'll have to do it another when I go back, I don't know how much.
Okay. Basically, we're going to move 10.5 out of the police salary wage and move 10.5 in the police OE to make sure that they have sufficient operating funds for the rest of the year. And we're going to move $16,000 out of landfill cost, which is running a little better than planned this year. And we're going to cover $1,700 for the assessor's office. They basically have their postage and cards and things that they do out throughout the year. There was a small line item for $315 in the volunteer contribution because we paid for their scheduling program. Telephone OE is projecting for negative for $3,000, so we want to cover that. Social Security and Medicare tax is running a little bit higher than anticipated, so we're going to transfer $9,000 into that. And water OE, which I think is mainly attributed to the point, we're going to transfer to make it an even number at $1,985 into that. So these are just to prevent over expenditures throughout the year.
So what resolution number would this be, Joyce?
I don't have my list here.
2016 dash next.
Yeah, 16 dash
Steve,
next,
use the date.
Does anybody have our caucus agenda? Or our council last meeting? I didn't print it. Doesn't matter, okay, resolution 16 dash, next is a resolution to transfer the amounts as described by the administrator. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Here.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lowenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio. Here. Mr. Root.
Yes. You say here.
And Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
Five ayes. Everyone has.
Okay, the resolution is adopted. All right, we'll go around the table. We'll have Mrs. Passio. Do you want to go first?
Okay. Okay, Sunday, November 27th, that is this Sunday coming up. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, Sunday, November 27th, that's this Sunday. Festivities will begin at 6 p.m. at the Harry Williams, and that is at the Harry Williams Community Senior Center at 6 p.m. We were going to have music, refreshments, balloon making, games, crafts, story time, and then at 7 o'clock we'll have our fire truck parade. Oh, we're also going to have an ugly sweater contest, so please wear your ugliest sweaters you have. And it's just going to be an informal contest. You'll be walking around enjoying yourself, and I'll have some judges walking around and checking out your sweaters. So if you see somebody looking at you, you can come and tell me, but it's probably they're checking out your ugly sweaters. And trying to think what else. What else, guys? Anything else happening? Saturday, we have the Rotary Club is going to be at the Green Acres to cut the ribbon on the pavilion that the Rotary Club has generously donated and dedicated to Bud Palmieri. Okay, he has a very beautiful first name, Bud Bartholomew. Okay, Bartholomew Palmieri. So that'll be at 11 o'clock down at Green Acres on Saturday, November 26th. So please come and join us. And also, I do want to give out a big thank you to Landmark Builders, who every holiday, be it Thanksgiving or be it Christmas, deliver us 20 boxes, and we donate them to the Trinity Lutheran, and I gave 5 to Pastor Ed from Mount Calvary, and then we had 2 family members who could use some a good Thanksgiving meal. And these boxes are full with everything, and a giant turkey and everything you can imagine. Did you deliver? Good. Okay. Thank you. I sent John on an errand, and I delivered the other. Did you? Okay. Good. And everything worked out well today. And like I said, I need to give them out a big shout out. What a wonderful thing that he does. I know that, and he doesn't. They don't even like to be right. And they don't. But also,
but I understand.
For Christmas, he'll be
They do a lot.
sending it too. So it's the church is appreciated, the people appreciate it. I know. And other than that, and the seniors do want to thank you for the rugs. They're clean and they were beautiful. They thought that you got out the coffee stain, so they were very happy.
Okay.
And
That's good.
and that's about it. I'm going to call it progress. Thank you.
Mr. Ranieri?
Yes. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Good evening, everybody.
John.
Thank you. Finance, as Rich was pointing out, we've got a lot of equipment that we have to invest money into. Sometimes it pays to upgrade it, which is capital investments. And we are starting to take a look at the independent departments and look at our operating budgets for 2017. Rich and I are going to have some meetings with each department. We're going to review just the operating budget, which is salaries and day-to-day costs. And also a 3-year projected plan. We're going to start with that this year, 18 and 19, looking at equipment that we should be considering replacing rather than continually investing, short-term money, 10% of the value of the equipment, things along that nature. Get an idea from each department head, along with our opinions, and we'll bring it all forward. But we're going to start evaluating the capital budget over the next 3 years. And that's basically it. We're moving forward in finance. Rich will cover some more details. I want to hand this out. We had a green meeting yesterday. And Patty Adair had wanted me to bring this up. I got this yesterday. I'm just digesting it. It's just another recycling program we're going to implement. Probably Acme, Wawa. We have if you see there's a plastic bag receptacle that we would put out with the store's approval, and we will start collecting the plastic bags that are just a big waste. I try to use as little of them as I can.
And our goal is?
Well, our goal is a certain amount of pounds.
500.
500 pounds. And once we receive 500 pounds in weight, we'll get a recycled bench that's recycled out of the bags. This is something we can put in Green Acres, which along the. I go there every day. I'm pretty much at Green Acres. What a great park! And that pavilion looks fantastic, guys. You did a really good job.
Where do you see the sun?
And we have room around that walking park, where the soccer fields are, the whole trail. It'd be nice to plop a couple of benches there just to sit down and relax and enjoy the beauty of the trees and everything.
Acme currently does do this recycling. I don't know whether they do.
For the schools, possibly?
I don't know who they're partnered with.
Well, we're going to get on some of that action.
But yeah, even here at the Borough Hall.
Is there anything that we have to do, or just approach the businesses, right?
I think just
We're okay, we don't need clears, we're good?
Acme has a big dispenser as you go in the door on the left,
Yeah.
It's always
in
full.
the foyer, yeah.
It's
We'll
always
figure it out.
But the more we do it, I think it's possible.
Well, you know, in many different ways, it's also, we're also getting greener, we're utilizing recycling. It's
I
all
think our
good.
landfill cost, they showed it, was saved.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a good start, moving in the right direction, and the rest is progress.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lovenstein?
I really don't, Harry has a couple things I imagine we talked, Harry put out an email.
Harry put out an email today about how to clean the floor at Harry Williams. Many people are worried about the new floor, saying it's not going to last, but that's just speculation from residents. The program that he put out with that email seems to work for me, as long as it's the appropriate dilute cleaner. I don't know what that is, but we'll go from there. And we have new chairs and tables coming in. And the rest is progress right now. There's not much else going on the fields on the outside. You know, soccer's done now. And no baseball, nothing outside, just Harry Williams right now on the inside. And the rest is progress.
When does soccer start up again?
Probably like March 15th, right around there.
Okay, that early, wow.
It depends, weather depending.
Before we move along, just because I was at Creators today, and one of the residents asked me a question. The graffiti on that wall, we working on that? What's the next phase?
We are, I think, Mr.
Sandblasting?
Yes, actually, sandblasting.
Sandblasting, yeah, that would work.
Something we're
Is that
thinking
on the
of.
schedule? I'll just let them know.
That's exactly right, it was sandblasting. Was
That's the only thing I looked at, that's what I recommend. Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you stop.
We're starting
Well,
to
our-
chairs too.
What do you do?
Our police department is fine. We're going to be hiring a new recruit, Van Auken. He's going to be going to school, and he'll be a class 2 when he's done, which is wonderful. And we're honoring some policemen next at the council for their outstanding efforts with regard to human trafficking. We'll be honoring Sergeant Sampolsky and Patrolman Alexander, Patrolman Ortiz for their efforts on behalf of that.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah. And,
Was it set the days in?
yeah, it was on 9th Avenue, so yeah, I think it was one of the.
What did, it has such a bad reputation. What,
Well, this could only help. This could only help with that, so it was a great move on their part, as far as I'm concerned.
just as a resident, you know, from long before it became on council, there was always rumors about what goes on there. I don't know, I guess they're looking at it all the time.
And a lot of them were just rumors.
Yeah.
But I think the police have shown that if they find
If
something,
there's
they're
a
going to take
problem,
care of
they
it.
act on it.
And I think they're going to make, between code enforcement, the fire official, and the police, that's the most we can do, is keep going in there and investigating them and going after them.
I've actually taken a drive by a couple times. They keep the property fairly decent.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
drive
don't
by.
know the
That's-
inside, but the outside, it's not bad.
Yeah.
The clientele, I guess they have a little more responsibility to who they rent the rooms to. I think that's where the question comes in.
But just get rid of the hourly basis.
Is that the thing?
The hourly rate.
And nobody wants to buy people from a crappy hotel, so they gotta keep it high. If you're gonna
Yeah.
use traffic.
Is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
That's the end of my report.
Mr. Root?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Work we've been doing on Harry Williams, obviously, the floor has been completed, the gym floor has been completed, the foyer carpet has been completed, and there's still an ongoing project, so we'll be doing work throughout the year on the Harry Williams building. The heat is on in the field house, which is the batting cages, so the kids will be able to hit all winter now in semi-warm. And the major work is leafing, and leafing's going on, and I could say my house was picked up today, so that's all I know. So I just came into town, ate a couple Butterfingers and came right here, so that's all I seen was my house was done, so good job, Mayor.
Well, when will the other leaf be on? Because you only had one leaf machine, right? Because the other one's broken?
Up to 2 now?
We have 2 running paint.
Oh, we have 2 working. And the one that's not working is like a backup?
Yes, it's not a backup, it would be used if we have it. We're waiting for a new hydraulic pump to come in, had to be special ordered, and as soon as that comes in, we'll get that back out on the road.
So you can put three groups of men out there,
Yes.
3 crews out there.
Yes.
Well, you have the temps working, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to just continue on your
Well,
portion?
with that, I mean, just so you know, I mean, Monday morning, we started off with 3 leakers that were broken. And we got 2 up and running before 10 a.m. So we were able to get them out on the road. It's just a couple of them, it's just old, plus it's the nature of business. We're finding out people are putting tree limbs, logs, bricks, and these machines have heavy suction and they pick it up. So last week, we actually lost an impeller from one of the machines from brick being picked up and so forth. And it's you know, when they're picking up the leaves, they can't see.
So it was able to suck a brick up and went through
Went through and caused damage in the impeller itself. So we replaced that in-house, we got that all fixed up, got that leaker back out in 2 days. So that's the big issue with what we're doing. It's a lot going on, the wind's not helping us, but this cold weather is making all the leaves drop. So we are aggressive with our schedule. We are following the schedule, it is working out. Once we complete one side of the town, we do go back to the opposite side, even if we're caught up, just to stay ahead. So with this week being Thanksgiving and so forth, we are pretty much up on it, and we're hoping to have a good day tomorrow, and pretty much the town being cleared for the holiday weekend.
Wow.
So,
and explain that we did do a shared service with our neighbor, but they had 4 leafers down.
yeah, our neighbor has 18 leafers, and they have 4 down. So we had a contingency plan that if we lost a leafer, we could borrow one of theirs, but they're down waiting for parts and so forth like that. And of course, we're not the only municipality or section of the country that's working this way. So the parts are a little bit tough when you're midstream, but they are within, you know, 3 to 4 days away of getting us the parts. So it's good companies that we're dealing with.
You know why those bricks are in those leak piles? Keep people from driving through.
Don't hold on.
People get tired of it.
Did you have anything else? Did you want to report anything else with the?
There's another way.
Just to give an update, because everybody does want to know, the chairs, the tables for the Harry Williams Senior Center, they're ordered, approximately 2 to 3 weeks for delivery on all new tables and chairs for the center. Bleachers are being completed on the order for them. As soon as I get that I'll pass out how long for the new bleachers for Harry Williams staff.
So the senior tables are gonna come into the gym?
Senior tables are going to go into the gym.
Okay.
New tables are going to be
How
replaced
about
into
the
the
round tables?
Where are they going?
15 new tables are coming.
I know, but
What do we do with the
they
old
won't be here for Sunday.
We still have the old tables.
I know, what are you gonna put, do they have the rubber,
We,
or are you gonna put
the
tennis
re-
balls?
the request that I got is 21 tables. So with that, we will have 21 tables. that can go
21
on.
long tables and 15 round.
It's not on my list of 15
It's
rounds.
it's in your first email.
I will go back
So
and
21
check
of the rectangles,
Yeah.
all of them, and then the round.
Mhm.
And we should be able to put
that.
something.
But we
on
still
those.
have all the old ones. We'll just get
Tennis balls?
tennis balls and cut them and put them on it.
Okay.
Something to
That
protect
protects.
the floor.
Yeah, this floor is very durable. The only thing is you can't just have sharp metal across it. You gotta have the protection of the plastic caps of the chairs and the table, or the easiest way, the cheap way to get out is tennis balls.
And that's why I said, when they're ready to take the stuff down tomorrow, if you give me a call, because I'm gonna show you where that bench has to go. And then you're gonna have to put a piece of rug, and I think there's a piece of rug upstairs that you could put
Okay.
for that bench for Stan.
And for now, so the parents have a place to sit and so forth, the aluminum bleacher that we did have is back in the gym,
Yeah,
and it's on carpet.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
So we did think about it, metal on the rug, so
yeah.
we got a piece of carpet removed from upstairs here temporarily, and
How much information do you have on the bleachers at this point? Do we know, I know you said about,
they're 20-foot wide, 5 tiers, so it'll be 5 seats itself. And they are foldable. They'll fold up against the wall, but they'll come out, usually just 12 feet off the wall.
Same capacity for replacing or more?
Oh,
Much,
more,
much more.
much more.
the old ones were just portables, and they were aluminum, and last year, if you recall, we had one of them break on us. That's one of the reasons we pulled it
Yeah.
out.
You're going from a 15-person bleacher to a 45-person bleacher. So, and that's 2 of them being put in there. So you're gonna have capacity of 80 to 90 people.
You're gonna be stationary, I mean, you're not gonna build a new.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna be mounted to the wall, but they'll be retracted
Where will they be?
on the.
Against the, as soon as you walk in the door on the right-hand side. So that's the wider area. So the players are on one side, and the bleachers on the
As
other.
soon as you.
And the idea is to eliminate all these chairs from coming out, because what happens is the parents pull chairs out constantly.
They're too
So the
close.
bleachers will eliminate
Well,
the
I'm just
chair.
thinking for you then.
But they'll fold up, so they only take up 18 inches.
Sometimes.
Yeah, 18 inches, 20 inches.
How close to the floor will the bleachers be?
They come out 12 feet.
Okay, so.
Say the room.
From probably-
Line to the end of the bleacher, how?
Probably from the dark, the heavy green line, probably, I think there's a 4-foot walkway.
Just for safety.
Yeah. Was there anything else for that?
Good.
Okay. Legal?
Mediation is scheduled for the 29th at 10:30 in the GWE matter, and, we'll see. It's been scheduled before.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing else?
Sounds good.
Good luck.
Mr. Basil, what do you got? Oh, he's got a report.
Well, not really. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since we don't meet,
We got a 2-week break.
Here we
since
go.
we're not meeting for 2 weeks, I haven't done a written report. I'm hoping to meet next week with the engineering committee. I'll prepare a staff report and go over it December 6th meeting in detail. A few things I'd like to talk about though tonight is NJDOT has announced that fiscal year 2017 applications are due February 3rd for the state aid roads. I'll be working with the engineering committee and Harry to come up with priorities. Last time we submitted, which unfortunately was unsuccessful, was for Oakland and Washington to finish those 2 roads out. We'll see if if we want to go with those applications or come up with some other higher priority at this point in time. The Borough Hall project here to do the side entrance, we're in the shop drawing phase and we're also getting permits for that. It's my understanding our office is currently revising the electrical plans. I'm not sure if it was the electrical inspector or the fire marshal is making us do some revisions, so we're doing that work. The Orchard Avenue project for the sanitary sewer, we had a pre-construction meeting, and we are currently in the shop drawing phase for that. Once we have a definitive schedule, we're going to be coordinating closely with the school to let them know what the construction schedule was because of all the students walking to and from the school. So once we have that, we'll coordinate with the school.
Mark, how long is that going to take that, would you think?
It should only be a 2 to 3 week job from what they were saying, once we get started. We just have, there's a,
6 to 7.
it shouldn't be that long. They want to get in and out as quickly as possible. Today I sent out a letter regarding Cali Court to, they submitted a maintenance bond, a 2-year maintenance bond, and we're recommending release of the performance bond, which will take a resolution, but letting you get a look at it, and there's a few other contingencies that have to happen.
So we'll just do it on December 6th. That's good enough. We don't have to rush that.
All right,
That's
what's that mean? Give it to me in layman's language, what's that
The
mean?
developer has done everything he was supposed to from a construction standpoint, took care of all the punch list items we have, and as a result, he has to supply a 2-year maintenance bond. So everything that he installed will be guaranteed for 2 years. So
What's
with
that mean for us?
If anything goes wrong, if the pump station fails, we've got a bond to fix it. If for some reason the road fails, even though the road was done 9 years ago, we're required, because that's our standard procedure, is 2 years after they're done, we have to make sure nothing happens.
Okay.
Because the road gets dedicated back to us when? When do we take the road? That's the tricky part. That's why I let, because typically what happens is once a road is done, it gets dedicated to us, which means we are responsible to plow it and all the other stuff. We're already responsible for the lighting, so there's streetlights on it that we're already paying for. The only issue that I believe is outstanding is the homeowners association, which is supposed to maintain the retention basin and the sewer pump station.
the paperwork is in place for that, whether they're actually operating as a homeowners association is.
And who should we contact? Is it at this point the homeowners, or is it still the builders?
No, the builders should be, it's sold out, right?
It's sold out.
All
So
nine
the
hours.
builders know, the
But
builders say.
if the builder is stepping out of this,
Well, he already created the homeowners
He
association.
did what he's obligated to do. But once you, in a condo or, homeowner association thing, there's a point in time, the builder's involved in the homeowner association to a point in time, which is a function of percentage of sales or total number of sales versus total number of available units. And then the builder steps away. Okay, and then the homeowners take over operation. Now, we're all pretty sure that they've never done anything. But
The problem is we don't believe that the builder, he's never made the homeowners get used to paying homeowners fees, get used to their responsibilities. So there's gonna be this little, we're afraid of this gap between the time that we release them because they're done their obligation, they finished everything that the engineer has said they had to do, they filed all their paperwork for the homeowners association, but yet, we've got nine homes down there, that those 9 people need to elect a president, a board, and
Start collecting
Start
fees.
maintaining.
please, and then they need a licensed sewer operator to maintain that pump station, which by law.
Are they aware of all this?
well, I think the move probably is to formulate a letter that outlines this and send it to each of the homeowners
From the borough.
from the borough,
Yeah,
and say, we just want you to be aware that this is what's going on.
right.
We have a homeowners association, we'd like to know, one of you would get back to us and tell us who the president is, so we have a contact person. You're responsible for this.
Who's your licensed sewer operator?
You're responsible for this, and hopefully you've been paying your dues and setting aside funds to take care of any maintenance issues in the future. You have to disclose to us who your licensed sewer operator is, and whatever else it is that we need to know from them. And then we'll send it to all 9 of them. And maybe somebody's gonna get back to us and say, we have no idea what you're talking about.
And send it
You'll
regular
take
and
care of
certified, Len.
Yeah.
Len, it should go regular and certified, and really, I think the people are gonna be in an uproar.
They
Well,
can be in all the uproars they want.
they have a legal obligation,
They've got a legal obligation,
As soon as they.
and they're aware of this.
You know,
Remember,
You know,
we've supported them to
there are
get the builder to
residents,
finish
and
the
yes,
property.
we have, and I think they're probably thinking that we're going to continue to do this. That's my
As soon as their
concern.
true gets back up, there will be a problem.
Yeah,
They will pay attention.
yeah.
Then they're wrong.
Yes. So we'll send them the letter. I think that's gonna be between the legal side and
So
the
we got
treasurer's
that
side.
going.
I'll work,
I
yeah,
have
I'll work
another
with,
question.
I'll work.
Yes.
Regarding the box bills. I have a stack of box bills that have been incurred since this whole issue came up.
Well, we need to
I
send them a
know
final
where to
pay.
send them to.
We will
or
not,
what to
ta-
do.
we will not take dedication of the street until the bills are paid.
Right.
So we don't accept a maintenance bond then until it's done. That should
Yeah,
come out of the
that was
bond.
one-
That's part of
that's one
contingencies.
contingencies in the letter.
Right.
Okay, now what about, you're talking about sending certified mail to all these people, we're gonna take that out of the bond too? or-
First of all, in my opinion, we don't need to send certified mail. We don't have to prove we did anything. We're doing this as a courtesy to these people.
They have no
If it doesn't come back, it's been delivered.
Okay.
And we should have pretty good records.
It's only 9.
And then if they don't respond, we'll deal with it at that point. Let's hope that everything works out.
I just feel weird, because I don't think they know what's gonna happen.
They do. Every single one of
It's
them
in
knows.
your
it.
deed.
And I'm gonna tell you why they know. If you want, I have about 60 emails I can send you from the residents from that property that have really put a lot of pressure on myself, on the engineer, on the planning board, to try to force this builder to finish this project. So I don't think, we didn't do a great job, but we got it done, and it's now, we're there.
You did a tremendous job.
But, you know, the thing of it is.
You really think it's a tremendous job?
These are residents of our town.
We did get a generator installed.
These are residents of our
Because
town, and I
20
don't
years or
wanna
5
see
years,
them.
nobody did anything.
Yeah.
And they had 5 years of no extra payment.
Actually, for 9 years, they haven't paid their
What's
homeowner.
that not, what is that like?
Well,
It's whatever they make it up to be.
it could be 500 a year,
Nah.
could be,
Every single homeowner.
well, they only have to be responsible for the pump
Only
station.
the pump station. It's whatever they make it up to be. I mean, realistically, their sewer operator should be the person that says, well, this is what you should do.
No,
And they have to
do
agree.
anything.
And
Now,
now,
this isn't over.
They have to maintain the basin. So for example, that basin, which we have another one in town in Kimberly Court, that's the obligation of that condo association, that homeowner association, to keep it clean. I think the DEP actually cited them that they weren't maintaining it properly, is that correct? They put shopping carts, so that got.
Then I'll take care of the problem.
We will be in litigation with these people.
Let's be positive.
We'll do our job properly and let them,
I'm positive we're going to.
can they pay for it?
That's very bad.
All right, there you go.
But I think at this point, we let them know. The only reason I say, there are some good people on that street. They know what's going on. They're all aware of it. They understood what happened with the one builder passed away, the other builder was you know, lackadaisical on his responsibilities, and, you know, finally we had, it took a couple of years. I mean, you think it's successful, you're right. We got our generator, we got the fence in, we got everything done. You know, we even got the lights dedicated over to us, so we've got that cleared up, just in case you were wondering.
Wow, I'm still talking to them.
We're still
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
Okay, was there anything else?
Yes, I'm still going. Despite my protest over here. Last thing is the Borough Hall parking lot project out here is moving along rather well. On Monday morning, we have to tie into the sprinkler, or the sprinkler system has to get tied into the water service in this building. We're trying to do it at 7:30 in the morning on Monday.
You have to shut the water off.
We have to shut the water off. So we're going to try and do that at 7:30. I just have to coordinate getting into the building. So I'm not sure, Chief Daly be able to help me, or?
I think the public works would be more
Are you here
responsible.
for 7:30 here? Okay, so Monday at 7:30, water at this building is going to go out for possibly a half hour. Hopefully that's the most it would be.
3.
Depends how long it takes to drain the water line that's here. And the last thing, I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels. If anybody's going to grandma's house.
You too.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
I'm not gonna let you go.
Uh-oh.
Well, you're anticipating that it's gonna be done quickly. So if it's not done quickly, then what happens? Do we send everybody home?
Why? What do you need water for?
If it's mellow, it's
Really?
the
It's not a restaurant.
You needed to shut.
It's not a restaurant, it's a bathroom, but
You needed to flush the
Do you
toilet.
think there'd be a problem if there's no water on?
I think there will be a major problem. We
Right.
have
Wow.
several
Everything.
employees that are over a certain age, and they require use of the facilities.
And
quite
Well, just,
often.
just go out and get, bottles of water, and they can.
And 5-gallon buckets, you
Yeah,
put it
that
in
might be
the.
what we're
running
Only on porta potties.
There's a porta
We
potty
could
under
bring-
construction.
we could bring one.
Okay.
Is that right?
You're the expert. I'm not worried about you.
Once again, we will plan for the best.
One porta potty.
So the reason we're bringing this up is because sometimes.
9 o'clock is it opens,
Like planning people don't.
6:30, you could get here as early as 6:30.
Even if
I start work at
our
6:30.
construction office opens at 9 o'clock.
Construction opens at 8, he's actually here earlier. The Public Works is here early, and the police department gets here at 5:30.
I can see if I can get here at 7, fine. I can get over here at 7.
7? You guys start at 7, right?
So that gives you a good 2 hours.
Where are they tying in at?
It's at the,
Right outside the.
Where the, that spigot is over
Well,
there?
no, it's in the ceiling above, between the judge's chamber and whatever that office is.
Public defender.
Public defender's office in the hallway. There's a 2-inch water line up there.
you have to tap it,
Yeah, we're gonna tap into that, put a valve in, and at that point,
so you can shut it,
they
play.
can shut it and get the water back up. So they all have to do, they have to drain the line, put a little T in with the valve, and,
It's all credit pipe, no welding, right?
I'm not sure how they're going to T, but,
Might be a little longer.
Shark bites.
Sharp lights.
Real quick.
so.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
No, 2 hours. If they
Marino's owes us a favor, you know, that. Marino's owes us a lot. Anything else, we're good?
That's all I have.
All right, Administrator, your last up at the back.
Yes.
You got one?
No problem. So I think that since we talked about the expenditure side, and I heard some nervous talk about doing the emergency and some of the budgets projecting higher, I'll bring everybody back to center with a revenue report. I don't have the detail behind it, but I will let you know that I'll save taxes, EMS, and court for last, because those items have not yet reached the budget, being only in November. But I think all of our other categories, hotel, we budgeted for $38,000 and we received $40,000 so far. Cable, $32,000, we received $36,000 so far. Street openings, we budgeted for $20,000, we received $55,000 so far. Interest and costs on taxes, we budgeted $105,000, we've brought in $110,000, and that you don't know until October when you have the tax sale. Pilots, we budgeted for $2,000 based on the fact that we thought somebody was leaving. They didn't leave, so we brought in $7,250. Property lease, We budgeted for 15,625, and we've been working out some prior issues there, and we brought in 36,750 so far. Delinquent taxes, which is again is part of the tax sale, before you really know what that number is going to be in October, 435, and we brought in 450,000. Recycle revenue, we budgeted 0 because we received 0 the last 2 years, and this year we brought in 2,000, so it's a nice little plus that has come in. EMS is projected to exceed, but it hasn't exceeded yet. Court is right on track, but it hasn't hit yet, so there's no concerns there. Property taxes, you really don't know until after the fourth quarter is billed out. The delinquents are coming in, but we budgeted based on 97.5, and Joyce, if you could repeat.
7.22 as of
We're
today.
at 97.22 as of
Not
today,
December yet.
which I think we were in the last couple of weeks last year before we started getting close to that number. So from those budgeted numbers that we anticipated, we are approximately plus 73,000. Now the way that this works is you can't say, oh, okay, let's spend the 73,000. It has to flow through at the end of the year through the revenue accounts back to surplus. The same way as when you do an emergency appropriation on the expenditure side, you would have to do an emergency appropriation. You can't apply these funds to it, so that also hits next year. So these things, when we're talking about that we did earlier in the year, we did the $50,000 for street openings, that obviously is going to be covered by the 55 that we brought in. So, now we're talking about doing, we'll be revenue neutral when we get into 17. It's just that you have to go through the process of the cycles. But we haven't gotten to our two very good accounts. This year we have a new account because we have new, we have a new process we started, and that's property maintenance. What we're not capable of doing, because there's just too many payments coming in, is we can't reimburse the line item. So we charge the expenses to code enforcement, and we'll do an emergency. That's one of the line items to cover that. We have brought in, as of today, $24,921 for reimbursement for property maintenance liens. And then in that cost also is the admin fees for the process having to deal with it. So again, it would be tough to split the difference to do the reimbursement. So then we also have our Myrna line, which is miscellaneous revenue not anticipated. Last year we budgeted 0, and we ended up with 85,000 at the end of the year. With a month left to go, we budgeted 0 this year. Well, it's not budgeted. Start out with 0. We're at 114,739. So in our two,
That's like the check from the dividend check from the.
it's lots of things.
Yeah,
It's
from the JIF.
the EGIF, the JIF, the health insurance fund. We have the payments.
The duplicate certificates of redemption,
Yeah, the $10.
the $100.
Oh, okay, the $100, yes.
Yeah, we have
No, what was we had another, I don't have the detail behind it, I can give you that next meeting.
Business licenses, did that go there?
Business licenses go there. Also, what is after 5 years, premium?
Oh, maybe it's cheap.
We had another premium this year, it was a larger one, so there's certain things that you can't anticipate that fall into there that hit each year. So, basically, we are, right now, without even closing out our year for taxes, which looks like it's gonna break even at least, to plus 212. So that is that's a very good year,
Yeah.
so.
And we've been doing a lot. And
But
we've
this
been
is.
doing a lot. This is amazing.
Right, but the majority of this is miscellaneous, not anticipated. You can't, the reason it goes there is because you can't guarantee that you're gonna get it again, Lynn. So I got you covered there, don't worry about it. But yes, your line is not gonna
We're
be.
doing terrible.
Your line is not gonna be as good next time around, and they know it already, so. EMS is, I think Fred is looking to be plus.
No, I thought he's
20
doing
there, so-
fantastic.
So I think that we are doing very well.
And you didn't even talk about these side jobs.
I did not include that number because it hasn't come over yet, but we're probably gonna bring in another 20 to 25,000 for admin fees on the side job, plus pay for a vehicle next year, so.
Do
so that's-
a lot of our unexpected, the other side of that coin,
Expenses.
a lot of our unexpected expenses.
The broken equipment.
Wipe out some of that, a good bit of that?
I think we had the 50 and there might be another one. We might come up to, again, some of the things we have to do here, and it's what Greg and I were working on today, and I talked to the auditor, is we have the FEMA reimbursement then. I thought that I would have had this by June. Every time that we think that it's resolved, another person calls us and says, well, what about this? Can you give us this backup? I don't have confidence in where that 20,000 is going to be by the end of the year. I might put that in the emergency. If we get the check, then we can cancel it at the year-end
When it's
meeting.
coming,
So,
we get it time.
The reimbursement for the insurance company, you don't think that'll touch it by the end of the year?
yeah, we have the street light issues, or I'm sorry, the traffic signalization issues out there. So there's some stuff that money might come back that would cover it, but even if it doesn't, I think that the emergencies that we have, that we'll be able to cover them. But normally, you don't even factor that in. I mean, obviously, it's a cost of doing business when vehicles break and trees fall across roads and stuff like that, and you have major items that weren't anticipated. Plus, I will say this is a compliment, this is not a negative. This has been the most challenging year working with the directors, because everybody wants everything done yesterday, so, and that is a plus,
It needs a lot to
But-
be done.
it does,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
obviously, you know,
We're accomplishing
I forgot to mention, we're gonna expand council to a 9-member council, so we get more things done.
see my
He's
thing?
not there.
Can we add one, buildings and grounds?
I'm wearing glasses, my hair's.
That's what we
He's
need.
not laughing.
Somebody in charge of that, that's what we
Was there anything else?
Len touched on the negotiations,
Yeah.
John, Director Erie and I, we're going to be rolling out
Capital and budget.
capital plan, and basically, this is how we're doing it this year, because some of the challenges that we faced this year were, I guess, competing interests at your level. So you're always gonna have things that are unanticipated, you can't, that's just the nature of the game. But all the departments are gonna put out their cards, they'll get a sheet, for a summary sheet of what they want. If Harry wants things that we need, and you.
Harry's gonna slow down next year.
If Mark thinks that we
I
need
got one.
a new road, if whatever it is, there will be a sheet on each item, and they'll be ranked, they will be ranked 1 to 5 by Director Ranieri and I, and presented to council. You can change that ranking, but if we say that we're going to bond X, then something might be in the 2018 or the 2019 cycle, not in the 2017 cycle. So
That's good.
we just need to formalize that part of the process, so.
Sounds good.
And I think that we'll probably end up having a part of the director's report on a monthly basis where we stand. Because I know in the past, we come in, I know what's going on, Greg knows what's going on, a lot of times you know because we're talking about it, but something that's in bond line 1 might not be planned for until later in the year, so.
It makes a lot of sense to project out a little further,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
get more capital
Absolutely.
investment
Oh,
and
absolutely.
expenses.
Do you see our DOT funding doubling this year? Do you think, no, you think there'll be a year lag before we start seeing any revenue coming in? Okay. Okay, anything else? We'll get to the public portion. Okay, this is the good and welfare, public portion. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Good, thank you.
I'll be listening to you.
Okay.
Now fit my hand.
Yeah, Michael Simon, 572 Sherrington Lane. I just, one of my questions is on the sewer charges. Are they going up?
No, Mike, the way it works is, I'm gonna let Joyce speak. What happens is, people's sewer bills may change for some reason. Joyce, do you want to explain this one?
They're mostly commercial bills. In other words, if a
Speak
building
in the
has a
microphone.
restaurant, the building is a restaurant, there are criteria as to how they are charged, how many tables they have, how many.
That's okay, you don't have to, if it's not for residential, I don't want to.
No, some people,
I don't want.
well, if you by some chance change a home into a duplex, your sewer bill would change because you have 2 separate residences.
Or if you went from a duplex to a single.
This is one particular property that
Yeah,
changes.
you're being very kind, Joyce, to do
Yes.
that, but
But that's all
the
it is.
the only thing I didn't want to happen was, this was my thing about it, I didn't want the bills to go, well, I have no complaint with whatever you have to do, you do, but I didn't want the girls in the office, all of a sudden, these people come in and go, because you can see what the nice crowd we have here.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the bill goes up, and then they want to come in and complain, and who gets the complaint are the girls out front.
No, they couldn't even
which,
do it that
you
way.
know, I mentioned
No,
that.
you have to raise the taxes would be, raise that bill would be a different thing. These are just individual sewer charges, tax charge. People sometimes might write the bill twice. They write us 2 checks, and they have to get their money back.
Okay. And thank you, John Ranieri, for going to the senior meeting. I heard that you were there.
No,
So I want to thank you. And also Mrs. Kelly for listening to me when I had a meeting with her. Very nice.
She's the nice one, I'm the tough one.
No, no. The seniors are the tough one. Because Patty, I know she puts a big effort into that, and it's just tough to deal with, that's all I can say.
Well,
Yeah, when they hear my name, it's like
I understand that.
seeing the devil,
I understand.
okay? Here too, but that's really seeing the devil there. I mean, I don't understand the tone, you know, I don't understand the tone, because every time I want to do something, they go, oh no, it's in the bylaws.
Change bylaws.
Yeah, they make up, it's called the Mike Simon bylaws.
Mike, there was a motion earlier tonight about those kind of changes, we're gonna do an ordinance.
Was there already?
Rotary had put them in too.
Oh, you going to have two. Mike Simon, it's called the Mike Simon bylaws. Two people get in an accident, Tony Morelli, listen to this, 84 years old the people are. So I said, well, let's send flowers or like a fruit basket or something. So they said, well, you know, that's out of order. I said, what do you mean? I said, listen, I'll tell you what I'll do. I don't even know the people. I said, I'll put up $20 in the room. There was like 50-some people in the room that day. I said, we can, oh, no. The president over there, she said, oh, no, we can't start that. We're not starting anything. The people are never coming back. You know. But thanks again, John.
All right.
Thank you also.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Val, you coming up?
No, you see how many people I brought.
Oh, Val's gonna come up. Thank you.
Val Palisano, 831 North Oakland Avenue. Mike, with the new floor for the gym, do you have rules like Volstead, like no cherry Gatorade?
Well, we'd love to put all that stuff in, it's just unfeasible to police it, and so what we're gonna do is just hope people are conscious of it. We're gonna have different mats out, like maybe, I think we're talking about putting, under the bleachers, there's gonna be like a matting underneath the bleachers. That's made for that, can get cleaned, pulled out and cleaned and all. So it's really, you
So you're
know.
not gonna put any signs that's gonna say no food?
You know, we might put some signs up, but we can't stop, like, because we got out of town schools coming in. Now, what if somebody brings a red Gatorade? So now this little girl can't drink her red Gatorade because she came in from out of town and stuff like that.
They will give it out on court.
No.
This floor isn't that sensitive.
Val,
It's like a new car, it's, a couple scratches will be past it.
I don't know where all this started with this floor. This is not a delicate floor. This is not a floor that's gonna disintegrate in a year. This is not a floor that's gonna go anywhere in a number of years. It's very durable. It's much better than a wood floor. Wood floors dent, you can't get
It
them
sure
out.
feels good to walk on.
I do a lot of sports indoors. This floor is very comfortable for the kids. It's gonna last a long time. It was professionally done. I hear these, no offense to you at all, but I hear these questions like, what are people talking about? There's no problems with this floor. It's very durable.
I think it's a different floor than what the school put in. That's what I apologize.
And
That's what's confusing
where it's
people.
coming from.
The school did a different type of floor than what we did.
Yeah.
We did it.
What's the one restriction?
The one restriction that will be posted is for gameplay, no black sole sports shoes. That's the only thing, because it does not
Clean.
scratch the floor, but it actually removes the sole of the sneaker and leaves it behind. It can be buffed out, okay, but then it just leaves an ugly sight. That's the only restriction, is black sole shoes. During play, you can walk on it with black sole shoes, high heels, all that stuff. It's just during play, it's the friction of the sole.
Okay.
The black sole shoes are on any floor.
Everywhere.
We'll do it to the floor. Some, like your VCT floor,
Yes.
it'll come up easier
Well,
because it's.
everyone who plays basketball knows that part of their apparel, they don't have black shoes, right?
Typically. But I agree, we have to at least post it.
That's it.
Yeah, I
That's the
have a
only
question for
restriction.
you. Has anybody called you in regards to the runs in house?
I spoke to Liz on Monday, you know, with the weather, she said there were a few that signed up. So I told her, I called tomorrow. Hopefully the weather is nicer, sunnier. They'll think about coming out and not hold you up.
Okay, I might have, need a bus for Sunday. We run something else, pick up some seniors. We did it last year. You might not have a driver.
I don't think we had a lot of people from the Munson House, did we?
We had about 7 or 8 that came.
We did?
Christmas party?
No, for the fire truck.
Yeah,
Tough.
yeah.
It depends all on the weather.
I know.
You
It's
know,
hard.
whether they're willing to
If
come
it's
out.
cold, yeah.
All right, well, you'll let me know a number.
Before you
I'll
went.
find out from Harry if we can get a driver, and then if not, it depends on how many people. Maybe I'll make somebody come and pick them up.
Hold on a second.
I could always send my husband.
Is it good guy?
John is a good guy. You're delivering turkeys.
I'll pick them up. I get no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
I know you're
I don't want to leave them
If
out.
the driver comes out.
Oh, okay.
And in the meantime, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right,
Good
Al.
portion. Okay. Seeing no one else? Let me close the public portion. Is there, seeing no one else, is there a motion to close the public portion?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Mr. Ranieri. All in favor?
Aye.
Public portion is closed? Yes.
There's a lot of dates next year that council calls on Tuesday that we can't have a meeting. Is that going to be considered by the junior council?
Because of,
What is it?
Well, we have election, and we have
National Night Out.
Night Out.
we've always changed.
Yeah, it's changed.
So, you'll.
Oh, yeah, I'll do what I want. I'll send it out and let everybody read it. I sent it to Patty today because I'm on another setup. Before we advertise, yeah. Before we advertise, Joyce will look at it, Patty, everyone looks at it, because you're 100% right.
Have you considered about the fourth?
I'm going to ask Mr. Baser since he's here. One of the concerns, I think it was your request or Mr. Buck, it wasn't your. Do you like it on the 4th or do you like it on the last? You want it on the last. Well,
I like it on the last two.
For 2 weeks, it doesn't make sense for me to do my engineering report. A lot's going to happen in
I
next
agree with
week.
him.
I thought there was something that you guys wanted a day off.
It was the public.
Well, you're the man who comes here, so I think if council doesn't
I'm
mind,
fine with
I'm
that.
I think the clerk pointed it out because of,
I request it, I just, again, I agree, it's pain for me to try and do projections and stuff,
Okay.
and have 2 weeks, not all the time, clearly.
is everyone, I'll send out a calendar. Well, there are certain months, there are 2 to 3 months per year that have an extra week.
Falls on the fifth Tuesday.
So we'll do the first Tuesday and the last Tuesday.
I
instead
just
of the
don't know
fourth.
the agenda comes out.
Oh,
Last Tuesday, 14th. I get the agenda.
First and last. First and last.
Okay.
Yeah. But our engineer in the past had asked us because that gave a week off.
No,
Try to be nice here.
We want it like the very next.
Doesn't bother me.
No, no.
All right, first and last, I will send out a calendar. Okay.
Patty likes it,
Yeah.
John,
It would
first
be the
and last.
first Tuesday and the last Tuesday.
You know what I like about council is we can change things. Planning board, you can't change
Yes.
anything. Once you let them out the door, you can't fix it.
First and last, it's actually the 5th month of the 6th year
Yes.
of the 7th decade.
Well, we only do 12 months at a time.
We also,
The advantage is a new council, that's why it's only 12 months at a time.
And in like 6 years, we're going to have to deal with the 27th page.
Ah,
divided by 27.
we'll have 4 lawsuits.
But they get less than.
Are we adjourned next year?
They get less.
We need adjourn.
Okay, a motion to adjourn.
Time to go.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Ms. Kelly, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.